Hello, you guys. It is Miss Wild. I'm going to be sharing some Google drawing tips and tricks just for you guys to know during this project that we are doing. The first thing I am going to show you is just these lines here. There's a whole bunch of lines you can use. They all do different things, so I'm going to show you a few of those really quick and what you can do with them. And then I will move on to the shapes, a little bit about the text, images, and a few other tricks that you can do. So let's start with the line. If I'm making a line, I can start anywhere with my mouse. I can move it. If I want it to go straight up and down or vertically or straight horizontally side to side. If I click on my shift button on the keyboard, it will make sure that it's going to be completely straight no matter where I have it. If I lift up off the shift, you can see now that it's moving wherever. That shift will kind of just make sure that it's always as straight as it can be. Then in your lines, you will see that line color pops up, line weight, line dash, line start, and line end. So line color, I can come in if I want to make it red. I can change the weight of my line. That's basically just how thick it is. Make it even thicker. I can change the dash, so what it looks like. And then when I change the weight, it'll also change to produce either more or less depending on how thick it is. If I want to add a little start and a little end, I can do that as well. So right there. That is just the straight line. The arrow is about the same. It'll just create a line for you that looks very similar right now to the one that I previously did because it's keeping all of those same kind of little pieces in there. So I can change it to how I want it. Maybe I don't want this to have anything now. My line to be a little bit thicker. If I want to now move this line, see how I just clicked, it made a new one. If I want to move this one, you need to make sure that you are on the select button to select your line, and then you can drag it where you need it to go. Or if you have multiple items that you want to move at one time, I like to click and create this box over the items I need, and it'll pick up both of them to where I can then move them how I want. Let's see. Next line, elbow connector. So this, you can make one line. Oop. Gonna try that again. When you need to delete something, right now I can see that this is selected, it's in blue. Or I can use that mouse. I can drag over it again. Or click on it, and I can press my delete or backspace button to get rid of it. Alright, so here is kind of this funky line. So maybe I want it just like that. And pick my color, pick the thickness, if I want to change what it looks like. If I want to move it. You can also use your up, down, and left and right arrows on your keyboard to move these things if you just need to move them a little bit. Alright. Next, curved connector. Kind of the same as the other one. And then if you see this little yellow dot that pops up, that's for you to move. So I can move that yellow dot to change my line. If I want to make this any bigger, I can. And I can move it. I can add my color to it. The thickness, I can change. Alright, moving on. So I'm going to click out. That way it doesn't have the same kind of process already of that green thick line. If I click off of the screen so that I see that my select is right here, then I can use my next tool. This is a curve tool, so I will make one line, and it's still connected, and I can curve my line all around. I can curve it again. I can curve it again. If I'm done, I'm going to click one more time. Now I can make my line. I can change it up how I want to. If I want to move it, there we go. Next is polyline. This one's good for if you need to make a certain shape. So let me say, let's say I want to create something that maybe looks either like a chair or like a laptop. So I just created this quick shape. I can change now the fill color. I can still change my line, and maybe I don't want a line around it. I can do transparent, making there be no line. See, I still don't want that line. Okay. The last one, scribble. This is really good if you want to make a funky, kind of fun shape. So if I want to make like a flower, I'm holding down on my left key and moving my mouse. And the scribble, if you just saw what happened, it went away. Sometimes it'll do that when you make certain ones if they don't connect. There we go. Well, this is not a beautiful flower, but it'll work. I can change my line colors, the thickness, all that fun stuff. So those were the line tools. There's also the shape tools, and I'm only going to show you a few of these because they're all pretty similar once you get using them. So I can choose a shape, I can choose an arrow, the call out or different like star symbols, and then different equation symbols. So I'm just going to go with a basic shape. I'm going to choose a heart. I clicked and now I'm dragging my mouse to make it bigger. If I want to make it taller, I can click on the squares and I can move it maybe wider. I can change the color. If I want this to not be so big, I want to see. There's the alarm bell. I can right click, sorry. So let me show you. I can right click, and then I have all of these options. If I want to make two of them, I can copy, or I can use my keys, Control C to copy, as you see here. Then I can paste, Control V on your keyboard. So if I copy, then I'm using Control V to paste. Now I have two hearts. If I want to grab both of these and change kind of the order I see them, I can send it backward, which will just send it behind one item. So let me show you that again. Now it's behind two items. If I want it behind all of them, I can send it straight to the back. Now I can move it because the box is still on it, so they're both still moving. I can move it where I want to. There was also, if I right click, it says I can change the shape. So the shape I already made, I can change into something else. If I change my mind, so I can change that. I've got these shapes. So the shapes will all kind of work similarly like that. There is text box options. So I can come in here, I can drag and slide a text box. I can type whatever I need to. If I want this text to change, I either need to highlight it or that drag over to make the box so that it picks up what you want. And then I can change the font, I can change the size, I can make it bold, italic, underline, I can change the color, all sorts of fun things. I can put it in the middle with all these other options over here. I could number it, I could bullet point it. Take that away. Also, sometimes in your shapes, you can double click. So if you saw that, I'll do it one more time. I have the shape I want. I'm double clicking. There's this little line that pops up, and it allows me to text right inside of that shape. And then the last thing I will show you guys before kind of what downloading an image would look like is insert image. So I can upload from my computer. So that's going to take me to my desktop, everything that I see on my desktop. I could click on this, I could search the web. Maybe I want a basketball. So now I see, okay, this one selected, I can insert. And now I have this basketball. I'm going to move it to the back. I can also search my drive by URL. I can take a camera right then, or take a picture right then and there with my computer as well. I can look at my drive and I can see all the photos that I have uploaded that I could insert if I wanted to. Alright, so there's also all of these options for copying and pasting. If you click on that item and you don't want to right click, you can also click on that item, come up and copy and paste. I can duplicate stuff, I can do all sorts of things. I can zoom in and out, I can insert all of these things over here, which is basically the same things you see right down here. There's all this different stuff that you can look at and you can explore, but I wanted to give you guys kind of the rundown on some of these tools. Now say I want to save it, I would download. The best way to download that I will normally ask you is going to be a JPEG. A JPEG is an actual image, and when we start using Artsonia, you are going to be needing to make sure that it is in JPEG form so that it can be uploaded and added to your portfolio. So I can click on JPEG. It pops up on the bottom of my screen. Everyone's a little bit different. What I typically like to do is take it directly from that pop and just drag it down to my screen. And then I can see that it is right here. I can look at my picture. I have it. If I want to rename it, I like to right click. Then there's an option. I don't know what your guys' computer looks like, but there should be an option to rename. So then I could rename it maybe my name and then what project it is. Tips and tricks. That way you can add this then to your drive, and if you don't know how to add to your drive, it's fairly simple. You can pull up your drive, and it is as easy as taking the picture, holding it over, I don't want to be in my folders, holding it over some of your other files, and it'll pop and it'll instantly download whatever you need it to. That way you will have it in there if it's ever needing to be uploaded in a Google Classroom assignment, and then it can stay on your desktop if you need to upload it to Artsonia for an assignment. So please let me know if you have any questions. I will be sharing another video of me making my identity project, but it will not have any sound. So it'll just be me kind of messing around and doing everything how I do, just in case you want to watch that as well. Thanks.